All right, everybody, welcome in live to the 11th edition of Consistently Inconsistent Sports. My name is Colin Morris. Joining me today, all the way down in the deep South Mississippi, it's Legatron, Layton Markwood. How's it going, Layton?
Good to be here, guys. Good to be here. Let's do this.
Michael, all the way across the road in Columbia, South Kakalaki. How was your week? Well, I feel like we just talked.
We did. I mean, I saw you like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I saw you too.
No, I was busy. I got so much schoolwork to finish. This boy graduates in 2 weeks.
Week left. Bringing it in the home stretch. Well, let's start things off with a little bit of what had happened was Sean Livingston and a ref got in a little bit of a headbutt fight yesterday. He suspended one game, and the ref in question will be taken off of work for a week. So, learned. Rob Gronkowski suspended for one game for a little extra hit he applied yesterday on a Bills defender. He immediately appealed the suspension 8 minutes after it was announced that he was suspended. Record for quickest appeal in history of the league. The Lakers have created a new rule that says that media cannot talk of games after games are over. And by attendees, we mean one person, LeVar Ball. They've now made a rule to get his mouth out of the papers. Luke Walton said, "I've had it." Jeannie said, "I had it." The great Dr. Buss, all in his grave, said, "I've had it." We go get this man out of our stadium, and they have done a good job of keeping him out of the papers, and this will only help. And finally, Herm Edwards signs as the Arizona State head football coach, leaving the ESPN desk for what seems like my entire life.
An eternity.
Yeah, he's just been...
That man is the crypt keeper.
He's just been saying the same stuff on ESPN for like 10 years now. I feel like...
play to win
the game! You play to win the game! We get it, Herb. Easy.
That's all he's going to say at Arizona State, too.
You play to win the game!
Every single game.
Hey, it's better than getting in front of your boys and saying, let's go eat this W.
Okay, Joe.
Jameis, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, now Joe. And just announced 10 minutes ago, the Heisman finalists are Lamar Jackson, quarterback, Louisville, Bryce Love, running back, Stanford, and Baker Mayfield, quarterback, Oklahoma. Speaking of college football, let's talk about Herm for a second. I don't think this is going to work out. I think it's a bad idea. This is the worst idea ever. This is like they heard that Tennessee wanted John Gruden, and Arizona State was
they tried to one-up them.
Let's go!
They're like, all right, we're going to get another TV personality. Come after Tennessee.
Next thing you know, like Matt Berry is going to get signed as a coach. Like
he's going to get signed as a head of scouting for like the Dolphins. Or like the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Hey! Ooh.
You may be onto something there, Colin.
But this lasts like 2 years. He's gonna there's no way he can walk into a fight. The only people who are gonna like him are kids' parents, which might have something to do with it.
Dude, some of the kids might not even know who he is. Besides, he's the old guy on ESPN.
Right, yeah, like this is that old dude that keeps yelling. Like
they're gonna be like, "Wait, did you actually play
Stephen A.
football?"
Smith is the old guy,
right? They're just gonna ask him like, "Wait, you played and coached football at some point in your life? Like what? When was that? 800 years ago?" It was like pretty much
when film was in black and white.
And when's the last time Herm actually had success? Like 2004, maybe with the Jets with who was that running back who was Curtis Martin?
Yeah.
And then he had a couple of years with the Chiefs, but
Yeah, I mean that's debatable whether or not you want to call that like real success.
Yeah.
Well, I wish him nothing but the best, but frankly, I don't really care. He's going to be in the Pac-12. He's going to get on TV. Like, he's going to make more money at Arizona State, obviously, if he was big at ESPN.
I just want, like, press conference clips of him just saying stupid crap in press conference.
Yeah,
like
we'll get it because ESPN will just go overboard. Our old colleague Herm Edwards at it again. Crazy Herm.
Crazy
Herm.
It'll be a new spot on the 6th.
I hope ASU gets game day. I want to see the Suns.
Oh yeah, we got Herm. What do you have?
Right.
We
still waiting. What
play to win the game.
Well, let's bust into the college football playoff because we finally made it. The rankings are done. The matchups are set. It's officially bowl season. And Clemson's playing Alabama again. Ah! And Oklahoma's playing Georgia. So we have Clemson, Oklahoma, Georgia, Alabama. That's your Final Four. Well, like, Kirk Herbstreit stood up out of his seat. He was in shock. Like, I figured they were going to do it because there's no way that Ohio State was going to beat Clemson. But you can bet that there's a way that Alabama's going to beat Clemson. Yeah. That is for sure. There is no way that Nick Saban's going to lose to the same person 2 years in a row. I just don't think it's in his blood.
I think it's happening. I think Clemson wipes them.
What?
I think it's a 10-point game.
Oh, my God.
When it's all said and done.
Dang.
You really – this is a worse Clemson team than last year.
No, they're a better Clemson team. They just have a worse quarterback. But everywhere across the board, they're better. And Jalen Hurts is not that good of a quarterback, and Alabama does not have a strong offense. So –
no, they just have 4 5-star running backs, 4 5-star wide receivers that apparently all are going to figure out how – no, you know how this is going to go.
They don't have a quarterback to get them the ball.
Yeah, no, just run some bubble screens, baby. Just run some bubble screens. Just put the ball in their hand. It's easy. You know what's going to happen, though. Saban's like, look.
Kiffin anymore, man.
I need 60 minutes out of you guys. I need to shut this Dabo dude up. I need 60 minutes out of your hands. And that's all I'm asking. And I'll give you all the PlayStations you want.
Dude, I hope at practice this, like, in the coming weeks, it's just literally all you hear over the loudspeaker is, like, stupid Dabo quotes. Like, that's all they play during practice.
Come here, play Clemson football. We just do it for Clemson football.
Just so these kids are, like, so fed up with Dabo by the end of these next couple
that
weeks.
They want to hit him on the sideline.
Yeah, right?
I already feel that way.
Well, here's my thing. Like, if just to bring South Carolina into it, you look at the South Carolina-Georgia game where it was close, competitive game all the way through at Stanford, at Georgia. You know, Georgia barely won. Then you go to 2 weeks ago where Clemson just absolute railed us at our house, made us look like we didn't even belong in the Power 5 conference. Alabama is more resembling the team that Georgia is versus the team that Clemson is. And I think the SEC is just too weak this year. I see Clemson as being the superior team. And this is probably the worst Alabama team I've seen in a long time.
I'm only going to go off the skill players for Alabama is the reason I think this is going to work out. Like, I feel Alabama's got who? They got Bo. They got another Bo. They got Bo Scarborough. They got Damian Harris, right? Is that right? Harris, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get fully healthy a linebacker. I think that's a huge deal. They've missed 37 out of 40 starts at linebacker this year.
Yeah.
And they're going to get like 36 of those starts back. So, I mean, that's a lot of your dudes coming back. I like that. I think that you're going to see, though, that Hurst, unlike every other quarterback in this playoff, has playoff experience. He's the only one that's been there before.
Baker has.
Baker, right.
Like trash.
Right. Baker played like trash. Jalen won a game and almost won 2. So you got to give him that benefit of the doubt. You're going to have a defense in Clemson that's very mature. Clemson's defense is
the best in the
insane.
country.
It's stupid good. And what's crazier is I think this Oklahoma-Georgia game has potential to be game of the year. We're going to see the air raid of Oklahoma against the ground and pound of Georgia. Because, oh my goodness, do I need to see Nick Chubb and Sony Michel one more time before they go out and become New England Patriots.
And Fromm's going to have to step up and make some plays like he did against us, like he did against Wisconsin last week.
Yeah, from Wisconsin.
Auburn.
Yeah.
He did not look like the Fromm
in my head.
He did not look like the Fromm before. He was a different quarterback. He felt like somebody who's in their second, third year, not their first. Yeah, manage that game.
He looked like an AJ McCarron. He's not super playmaker, but he can make all the throws.
A player that the Browns want to trade for. That's all I heard. That's all I heard you say.
He he had to attempt more than 10 passes a game, which is more than you could say in probably 6 or 7 of Georgia's games this year. So
okay, guys, we're taking picks. Sugar Bowl. Layton,
Clemson.
Who you got? Layton,
Clemson. As hard as it is to say, but this is the worst year ever in terms of
Michael
football playoff.
I think Bama's D line disrupts Brian enough, so I'm taking the Tide.
And Colin is taking the Tide.
I did not like Bryant, and when I witnessed what he did against us, man.
Yeah, I just watched that whole Syracuse game, and I have a hard time seeing Alabama lose into that team. I can take whatever you do to us, cause that's fine, because the South Carolina team isn't somebody that you want to judge yourself against, as how you'd fare against other teams. Is a team that either shows up for a whole 4 or decides to show up for the last 5, and it's not enough. I don't think we're a good enough team to judge how good you are this season. Rose Bowl, Oklahoma, Georgia. Layton.
I'm going with Baker here. I'm riding the Sooners, Boomer Sooner.
Michael.
I hate it, but I don't think Oklahoma's defense can stop the run game of Michelle and Chubb.
All right, Michael's gonna be the one Georgia kicker, and
I mean they got that other kid. What was his name? Swift.
Swift, yeah. What? Of course, they got this other kid just pulled him out, and his last name's Swift, and you're like, oh, great. Here we go.
Great. Here's the kid.
The next 4 years. Here comes this jerk.
They have another really good freshman back too. So
of course they do.
Yeah. They have 4 guys they just throw in rotation, and
golly. Yeah. And I've been on this Baker train. I'm not even saying that the Sooners are going to win. It's just Baker. I'm just picking Baker.
Right now it's Baker v. Jake Fromm, and I'm taking Baker, baby.
But to be completely honest, those running backs at Oklahoma are ridiculous too. They're always just a stable, just like Alabama and Georgia, just a different breed in the SEC. All right, so we're all going to choose one bowl game that you should watch for, rather than these college football playoff games. 2 of these games are the Big Six, the New Year's Six games, so they were also chosen by the committee, and 1 is just for your fun. I'll go first. My choice, the Cotton Bowl, the Ohio State University versus the University of Southern California. Trojans versus Buckeyes. Whew. Boy, they're glad they got this game in Texas, though. I don't know who they're going to get to show up to it.
Are they both ranked in the top 10?
Yeah. Teams. Yeah, whose idea was this? Well, I guess the only other choices were the Fiesta Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, and the Orange Bowl, and the Peach Bowl. And I guess the Fiesta Bowl would have been a better choice if you wanted the USC fans, but.
So the Cotton Bowl is just going to be filled with all the fake Ohio State and USC fans.
Basically, every person who says they have family from Ohio.
Yeah. They have that one shirt.
All the Cowboy fans.
Yeah, filled with all those same. Yeah, Cowboy Ohio State fans. LeBron's kind of meshed
people
them
that
together.
Have Cowboys jerseys, that's them.
Sounds about right. But I'm looking forward to it. You're going to have a lot of NFL potential on the field. We're going to get to see Bosa. I like Dobbins, the running back out of Ohio State. He'll probably come out in the draft and be a Raven someday. He plays like a Raven.
So he's a thug.
Whoa. That's a very early 2000s mentality to have. We are way past that.
Yeah. I mean, Cincinnati and Tennessee were after us.
Yeah, seriously. Like, you want to talk about Vontez perfect? Like, let's go. Like, Cincinnati is where it's at, dude. We are Alabama 2.0.
On a fantasy team.
We are Alabama 2.0, sir. We go out and get the finest athletes from the finest institutions.
Yeah, like Trent Richardson.
Yeah, like Trent Richardson. Like, as he's the only Eddie Lacy. They're like the only two busts I can think of, and Eddie Lacy still actually plays. Yeah. Where were we? Cotton Bowl. I'm probably picking Ohio State just based off the fact that they played in bigger games the past couple of years. USC seems to be in like the late filler games, and their games never seem to be as close as they need to be to make me feel like they're a real team, even though I picked them to go to the playoff a few weeks ago. But I'll pick Ohio State. I like it for a good, if you get bored, good scouting pickup to see future stars of the league. Layton, what bowl are you excited to watch?
I'm going with the Peach Bowl. We've got undefeated Central Florida versus the SEC's Auburn University. And I'm more just intrigued by this game because I think Auburn is going to handle them. Central Florida is the number 1 ranked offense in the country right now. And every single game I watched in the American Conference was the most glorious offensive shootout. I mean, you've got Memphis, you've got South Florida, you got Central Florida. They're all just gunning it down. And throw Navy in there is just another exciting team. Just to see how the American hangs with the SEC here.
Who you pick?
I'm going Auburn.
Yeah. Hey, it'd be fun. I watched that UCF game with Michael on Saturday.
Yeah. The game was nuts.
The game was wild.
That went to what?
I mean,
double overtime.
Yeah. Auburn is going to be able to score every time they touch the ball. I'm just curious to see if Central Florida is going to have that same opportunity they have against all the other teams.
It'll be interesting to see. It'll feel more like a Big 12 game.
Yeah. Yeah. Jared Stidham's going to light it up.
Yeah, he's going to be like, he's just going to be a show out for the pro scouts.
They won't even need Kerryon Johnson for that game.
True. Like at all. But I'd probably pick UCF to pull the upset.
Really? You think Auburn is just kind of emotionally waxed?
I remember when Boise State pulled it off a couple of years ago. It feels like one of those games. I mean, you can't beat the fact that a team hasn't lost. I feel like there's something about that you've kept winning, so what's going to stop you from winning mentality at this point?
I mean, I would love for that to happen, and if they do win, then they're going to have all the right to say we should have been in the playoff.
Right, and it'd be nice to see.
Yeah.
All right, Michael, what is your bowl of choice?
We have the tremendous Tax Slayer Bowl between Louisville and Mississippi State. Right? You got to get hyped for the Tax Slayer Bowl.
Straight out of Jacksonville, baby.
It gets you ready for April for tax season.
Tax Slayer Bowl.
The only thing to do in Jacksonville is to go to the Hooters. It's the only thing I've ever done in Jacksonville.
Only thing I've ever done is driven past it.
Yeah, I went to one Jags game. It was interesting. This was before they had the pools in the stadium.
Tebow.
That was the game. It was the game Tebow played. So
for every time I heard this.
Right. It was crazy stadium, but this game we got Louisville and Lamar Jackson against Mississippi State and Nick Fitzgerald.
About this.
Like, that's actually a pretty cool matchup in the Tax Slayer Bowl. And the Tax Slayer Bowl, they're probably like, all right, who can we scrape from the shit pile that's left of all the good teams
Then they were like, we get Lamar Jackson and Nick Fitzgerald?
What? Like, wait, what? We get these guys? Like, the Tax Slayer Bowl?
This could have easily been North Carolina State, South Carolina again.
Right.
Like, they could have been sitting there like, Jesus.
Dude, I mean,
rematch.
The Belk Bowl, which is supposedly a better bowl, has Wake Forest against what? NC State or something like that? Like,
no, it couldn't be that. They're from the same conference.
Oh, that's right. It's Wake Forest against. It's an SEC team, I think.
It's probably Kentucky.
It's A&M.
A&M, that's it. Yeah. So, like, they're sitting there like, well, we dodged the Wake Forest bullet, and we got Lamar Jackson and Nick Fitzgerald. So the Tax Slayer Bowl got some like sweet prime rib scraps off the table that somebody like didn't finish, and
like some $100 prime rib scraps.
Yeah, like we're talking like they got the good scraps, man.
They could have had the Outback Special, but their grandfather got the prime rib,
right? Yeah,
and they were like, "Yeah, we get the rest of that prime rib.
And
you keep your Outback Special."
They'll be like, we'll be good. And, the Belk Bowl ordered the side salad and potatoes instead, and they were too full to get the leftovers. That's what happened there. But this game, I think this game's going to be a shootout. I mean, it's Lamar Jackson's last game. And then Nick Fitzgerald is, the new young talent coming up. He wants to prove himself. I mean, I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch.
I think you're going to see a resilient Mississippi State team that just had Dan Mullen tell them to all go F off, and he's taking the Florida job.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. I mean,
all these kids are just going to be like, well, I guess we're just going to go play ball. That's not here anymore. Like, that kind of crap always makes me feel weird because then you have the opposite situation like Layton's. This is riding out on top. Like, he's going to play the bowl game at UCF, and he's going to coach it. And then he's going to go to Nebraska. Dan Mullen's like, peace! I am out of here. You guys are
like, I am out of here, boys.
I'm going to go straight on to Florida. You guys got to coach yourselves. Like,
exactly.
The difference.
Dude, like, Dak is gone. Myles Garrett is gone. He's like, I'm out, man.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But college football playoff and bowl season, we'll be talking more about it as it comes up. We'll be recapping all the bowl games. Keep it locked in here for the latest college football news. On to the professionals who are acting like children. And we're talking about the New York Football Giants today. This is a rant and rave section where everybody can either give a heartfelt little speech about the failing New York Giants, or give them words of encouragement on how they can pick themselves back up. Layton, you seem like somebody who needs to tear somebody down and tell them how terrible they are at what they do.
I am enjoying the hell out of this New York Giants football season. Woo! What are they now, 2-10?
Awful. That's what
some good
they
stuff,
still
right?
are.
Yeah, they beat the Broncos and the Chiefs.
Wow. Week 3, if you told them that the 2-10 only wins were
like,
so they beat 2 other teams that are going to miss the playoffs this year.
Oof.
Yep. Chargers.
So you've already predicted. Okay. So you've already said
I've
that.
already given the West to the Chargers.
Okay, we've already implied that. All right. Sure.
Yeah, man, I love this because the Giants were 10-6 last year. They were everyone's darling. You got Odell. Then the whole like boat situation happened. The Giants lost big, and they've won 2 games ever since.
Boat situation.
I forgot about the boat.
Right? It all leads back to the boat.
It all leads back to the boat.
They have 2 wins. 11 since the boat.
What if we learned in sports? Let athletes do the weird crap that they want to do. If you don't want to like find out about it and then have it be negative or like have a negative impact on your team, like look at Tiger Woods. Like not defending anything that Tiger Woods did, like being unfaithful and nothing like that, but he was doing it all and winning. And then everybody finds out, and then you take it away from him, and he sucks. If Odell wants to go party on Friday night and go on a coke bender on a Miami yacht and show up on Sunday, that's fine. Let him do whatever he wants to do. Whatever.
Well, he's got to perform, and he didn't perform that game. Gronk does it on a weekly basis, but Gronk performs.
That's because Gronk is also like 6'6", 260.
He can handle his
He can handle it, and then Odell is like 6'2", 180. It's like,
but could either of them handle it better than the Miami Dolphins coach?
Oh, no. That guy was a man. I mean, that was just a regular, average adult white male. He's good. Nothing special there.
Wasn't
just
like McAdoo in the running for Coach of the Year last year?
Yeah, and now he's gone. Yeah. And then yesterday, guess your key card don't work no more, brother. Shouldn't have said, he's like, I'm coach till my key card quits working. Well, key card don't work no more.
I just had a different theory on the Giants. It wasn't the boat. It was Ben McAdoo's hair.
Yeah, once he slicked it back. I showed a picture to Diana today. I showed the picture of him when he first got hired to what he looks like now, and she was just, ew. Both are ew. One looks like the guy. One looks like a guy before he started dating a cheerleader in his 30s. And then she like showed him what it was like to have style.
It was a good pedophile like vibe to it.
Oh yeah, hair slicked back. Like clearly my girlfriend dressed me this morning.
Right? He was
easy
in that situation.
But what are they doing here? Like I just felt the Giant like after we just went on a montage of whatever that was. I just feel the Giants are just not doing not looking at the situation big picture. Big picture, you lost Brandon Marshall and Odell Beckham Jr. for the entire season, and you really don't have an answer at running back. And then you blame Eli? Chill out. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, boys, because you are wrecking yourselves right now, so best check yourselves. And firing Ben McAdoo probably wasn't the right thing. Telling him to take the gel out of his hair, probably a good idea first. Let's take the gel out first before we take our quarterback out. I think
it was the right call to fire McAdoo because
I don't think it was. Like it's not his fault.
He's been having locker room issues all year
because they lost their players.
Jenkins.
Like because of these injuries.
Coach. It's on the coach to keep everyone together in certain rocky situations. Harbaugh kept the team together when we went 5-11, lost everybody. He kept the team together. McAdoo as a leader,
just inexperience.
I guess the team.
Wasn't it his first year last year? Second year?
Last year was either year 1 or 2. I can't.
Okay, so I guess he just doesn't have experience with failure, and they didn't let him get it. Like they just didn't like the way he failed. I guess because there are graceful ways to fall, and there are ways to fall.
But if it was ultimately his decision to sit Eli, then he should go. If it was from upper level management, then that's a different story.
Well, they fired the GM too, so this whole thing is
everything
in
I've
flux.
seen is that it was McAdoo's decision.
So now I'm really questioning what was up with Jerry Reese then.
Yeah, it's just kind of I'm just kind of at a loss for it because this whole season's just a wash. Like, if you're the Giants, like, I get that New York media needs somebody to pin this on. I understand. And I get that I would rather it be the coach than have it be Eli because Eli was only subjugated to negativity because the coach put him in the spotlight and said, we're not going to run with them. We're going to roll with Geno. Idiot. First off, you should be fired just for that decision.
At least go with Davis Webb. Like, go with someone we haven't seen before.
We know what Geno Smith's going to give us, and it's a hot, stinking pile of garbage. But
told us that on ESPN Countdown.
And then Gino clapped back. That was great.
See Gino's shot back was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh man, I love football. It's so great. And in big ego contests all the time. But like, just ride it out, I guess. Like, who do you go and get as your coach? Peyton?
Bill Cowher.
I don't know.
Let's bring Tom Coughlin back.
Yeah, for real. Like,
actually, you know what I think they might end up doing?
Charlie Strong.
I think they might end up keeping Spagnuolo. He's the interim right now. I think they might keep him.
You can go get Kevin Sumlin.
Oh God.
No, Kevin Sumlin is going straight to ESPN.
They need to go get Bill Cowher. Pay that man some money.
I don't know.
Who else can we roll out of retirement?
Layton, and what you said, that the Ravens need to wait a season to go for quarterback. I think the Giants made a poor decision in coaching. Because, like, there's no talk right now about who are the prime coaching candidates for next season. There's no talk about that whatsoever. So I get that
Joseph might be available.
Okay, well, he sucks.
So yeah, you're saying that the Giants pulled the same move that Tennessee did, and that's
right. Like, they pulled it at the wrong time. Like, if you're gonna do this, ride McAdoo out, let it fail. Like, if you want to fail, let it fail. Don't just go back on your weak. Like, go back and just make it seem like the Giants are the same team they were before last week. Because that's kind of what they want you to do. They want you to think that last weekend never happened, but it did. You've sat Eli, like you ended the streak, and now you're
and now they're starting him again. So like,
yeah, exactly.
What the hell is the point?
It is so frustrating.
That's the shit that pisses like all the fans off the most. Is that
right?
You ruin the streak,
and you ruin
right. You're not even to commit to the other guy.
It's the stuff that matters to the fans that they're not taking into consideration. Like, that's the kind of thing that matters to a fan. Like, if you're going to put a guy in that I can actually, like, look forward to. New York knows exactly what Geno Smith looks like. If you watch Giants games, heads up, you probably watch Jets games too because they're on TV. And so you know exactly what Geno Smith looks like. So, like you said, give me some Davis Webb or something.
Yeah.
Anything.
Oh, well, this move tells me it was all on John Mara is the owner, right? That's his name, John Mara?
Yes.
He just cleared house because job as the owner is to make the fan happy. And after all that crap with benching Eli, he was like, all right, you're out. Eli's back in. And it's kind of too little too late.
Actually, I got a great call for the Giants. John Fox.
Oh God.
Jeff Fisher. Let's get Jeff Fisher.
Oh, no, but like seriously, John Fox. Let John Fox roll in there for a little bit, Right, Michael? John Fox, right?
Nah, dude.
Right?
John Fox is too soft. That man's got no testicles.
Wait, did you guys see Jeff Fisher basically put his name in the hat for Tennessee?
Oh my God, did he really?
He was like, hey, if they call, I'm available. Like, he's so desperate.
I need somewhere else to wear my Costa sunglasses.
Dude, New York doesn't have enough gum in it for John Fox.
That's true.
He would go, Manhattan would go sell out of gum a week after he moved there.
Well, the New York Giants, last place in the NFC East. Last place in our hearts, and the Jets are better than the Giants. So, New York Jets fans. Jets!
You are the kings of New York.
You are the kings of New York. But right now, enjoy it, Josh McCown. Enjoy it, Robbie Anderson. Enjoy it, Jermaine Kearse. If you're listening to this and you don't know who these people are, that's good because they're the Jets, and it doesn't matter anyways. Let's move on.
Robbie Anderson actually balled out.
Robbie and Jermaine Kearse balled out. Oh, Jermaine Kearse has put up 20 points on the waiver wire twice in the last 2 weeks. He's scored the most points on the waiver wire.
And all Robbie did was just train with Ocho Cinco all summer, and now he's amazing.
Right. He played some. He was like, I need to play the most amount of football in FIFA at the same time
while smoking a cigar.
While smoking and rolling a cigar all at the same time. Yes. I need to catch a football, score a goal, smoke a stogue, and roll a stogue all at the same time. And you have completely passed the Chad Ochocinco wide receiver training regimen. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm happy to be able to say this. It brings me pleasure from the bottom of my childhood-filled heart. Tiger's back! Woo! Let's get a fist bump. Ready?
Everybody get a...
Yeah! Yeah!
Tiger's back!
And he scored in the 60s 3 times. Let's go! Minus the 75. I mean, come on. He was all over the place.
We're not going to talk about that one.
Wait, we also saw Tiger's red polo on Sunday, which was such a beautiful sight.
Victory colors, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Not this time.
I think he played well. I know it's a tournament that means absolutely nothing, and he did the same thing last year, and then 3 weeks later was injured, and we didn't see him again. So I'm going to ride this high while I can. I love Tiger. Tiger is one of my greatest sports idols in terms of what you actually did while you were playing. Sundays have not been the same since I could not fall asleep to take a nap and wake up and Tiger's on 16 and coming back to win the tournament. This is big for sports, in my opinion. I think we need Tiger back. We need a comeback story.
And golf has a bunch of young stars, but we need Tiger, baby.
There's nothing without Tiger. Like, that was more exciting when I watched these 4 days. There was no cut, so it was like, all right, cool, whatever. And then it was more exciting than the Masters, the U.S. Open, the British, and the PGA this year. I couldn't tell you who won those, but I could tell you that Tiger shot a 68, a 69, a 74, and a 68. To me, it's just exciting that he's back. I want him in Augusta. If he comes back in Augusta, let's go. Let's go.
The PGA should have figured out a way. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say he needs to bring his entire rack of green jackets to Augusta. show the young guys as well.
He's got his own closet. They have their own closet.
Yeah.
Imagine you walk into Tiger, scene, a closet. A secret door lies before you with just the insignia of Augusta National. You press the insignia. A door comes out of the way. And out comes before you 7 green jackets. Oh, man.
Dude, they're all probably covered in dust and moths and stuff.
Nah, dude, he wears that thing every day. One for every day of the week.
Every time he bangs a new chick, he's rocking one of those green jackets.
He's getting them dry cleaned up.
That would just, like, if you were in South Carolina, I feel like that would just slay. To just be able to walk into a country club on a Friday night with your green jacket on and be like, hey, ladies, what's up? You like my jacket? Yeah, only one person gets one a year.
Yeah.
Or you're a member at Augusta National, so whatever.
Yeah, but I really hope Tiger's back for real, because
he was putting well too, man. That's how you know when Tiger's back. If Tiger's making every putt within 5 feet, he's back.
And he was, I think more importantly, he was striking the ball well and getting some distance.
He hit every single fairway on Friday.
Yeah.
He hit every fairway on Friday. Good for him. I can't tell you the last time I hit every fairway. I don't think I've ever hit every fairway.
There's no way I have.
Michael's probably done it once.
Maybe once.
The PGA should have figured out a way to make this happen sooner. Pump all the PEDs they can into his body.
Right? Just
because they need him, Tiger.
Ain't no PEDs. He just went back to what works.
I think what it is, he stopped working out because he
was he was so big. Remember when he came back before? He was like, Dustin, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Dustin. I'm working out my muscles. And he lost,
he lost all the power and all of his accuracy off the tee.
He basically became rookie Dustin Johnson.
Yeah.
And then had to figure out how to align it. He was knocking some drives like 330 this weekend. Like, good for Tiger. Like,
he hasn't had power like that since like 2007. Like, it's been.
I mean, 2008 was the last time we won a major. So let's go. Like, come on, Tiger. The field is at 5. Like, golf is very young right now, but golf is also very winnable right now. Like,
yeah, it's very
anybody like what you see the past 3 years. I don't think Michael, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've had a repeat major champion. Like, nobody's won back-to-back majors in like 2-3 years.
Not that I remember.
We haven't had a back-to-back. Speed took 2 and 3 out of 4 1 year.
Right. So my point is that it's been a different person every time. So like this, there's no Tiger in golf right now. So if Tiger was to sneak back in, let's go.
Yeah, I think the last back-to-back winner was Rory McIlroy.
Rory won the British and he didn't go back-to-back. He won the U.S. Open and then he won the PGA Championship.
Yeah. So that was
the British.
That was one in there.
The old person won the British.
That's right. That was such a weird
person. It was an old person. So
that was a weird championship.
That's all my memory. Yeah. Well, Tiger's back. He's roaring. The New York Giants are snoring, and the college football playoff is set, and we are ready for it.
Wait, can we talk about the winner of that tournament for a second, though? Ricky Fowler did?
Yeah, I mean, Ricky just came out and was like, I guess I'm going to shoot a 59. Like
61, but he set a course record.
Like, he should have gone for the 59.
He was 8 under on the front 9 with 8 birdies.
Yeah. That's actually disgusting.
He had one
Not only was Tiger
in there.
Tiger had watchable golf and Ricky shot a 61. Like, golf is like, come on, guys, come on back. It's fine.
I love Ricky, man. This better be the year he pulls through and finishes on Sunday and gets himself.
I'll give him the U.S. Open, but Tiger, I'm rooting for Tiger in Augusta.
Well, yeah. Tiger's getting his number 8. Or please attempt at least. Please make it from. Would you just do that much for us, Tiger?
Just go lay down. Just go lay down until April.
Yeah, don't get up until Thursday in the first or second week of April.
Yeah, just stay in bed. It's all good.
Tiger. Just stay down, Tiger.
I just need just one roar. Just, a good 12-foot putt and then
We saw some fist pumps this weekend. Which
little fist bumps.
Yeah, just a little sunk a nice long eagle putt.
His back probably can't take the full on,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
all the way.
The
double pump. Oh.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
When
he flips the putter up and the putter's long this way, it's like, that's my favorite.
Now I want to play those old Tiger Woods PGA Tour video games.
Right?
Oh, dude, I used to slay at those.
2012 was the GOAT.
Yeah. Well, what was the GOAT? This episode of Consistently Inconsistent Sports. This has been episode 11. I'm Colin Morris. Layton Markwood joining me. Thank you for your wise takes, my friend.
This was a good one. This was a fun one.
Michael. We're only 10 days away from Star Wars!
Right? 10 days away from Star Wars. Jimmy Garoppolo is undefeated. There's nothing holding him back.
May the force be with all of you. We'll see you at some point for another episode of one of these shows that we do, whether it's Backdoor 3, whether it's the Meta, or whether it's Consistently Inconsistent Sports. It'll be the next episode of whatever show it is after this one. If you're confused, I'm also confused because I don't know what's going on. So, bye-bye. Oh, gotta hit stop now.